All right, good afternoon. This is Samuel Stewart, again from Honor You Memorial Products, coming to you live today. And we're actually at my office, and I have a good friend of mine, Michael Kroll, who's into life insurance. So I wanted to talk to him and get some of his knowledge so we can share with you guys online as well, too. I actually have, it looks like phone, but it's just so I can actually look and see if you guys do have questions. I should be. That's the key word. I should be able to see any questions that you have live, and maybe we can answer questions that you have live as well too. But we're going to be coming right back with Mr. Michael Kroll. So everyone stay tuned. We're going to be speaking about life insurance, right? That's your specialty, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't have the wrong guy in here, right?
We're good to go.
All right, so we're going to be speaking with Mr. Michael Kroll in a second. We'll be right back after this commercial.
When you've lost somebody very close to you, it's usually a sober time of reflection. At Honor You, we are committed to helping families to preserve and share the wonderful lives of your loved ones. To this end, we have developed numerous resources for you, which we hope you will find helpful when choosing the best ways to honor the memory of your loved one. As leaders in memorial products, we are constantly innovating and have now gone paperless so that memorial items can be easily accessed and viewed on smartphones. We're happy to introduce to you our environmentally friendly and cost-effective memorial scans, now available to everyone. With our memorial scans, now personalized funeral and wake service memorial items can be easily viewed by family members, friends, and loved ones using any smartphone device. Simply click on the link and provide a PDF of the funeral program, and you can download your free memorial scan to use today. Don't wait. Visit www.honoryou.com now to get started.
All right, so you see me getting up. Every once in a while, I got to adjust the settings so we can go live. As I said, we're still kind of playing around with this. It's working out pretty good, but we have our first in-studio guest. I've been going out a little bit, going to the funeral homes, which has been fantastic, but it's good to have some connections with people in the funeral industry as well, too, that we can talk to. In the death care industry, really. So, Mr. Michael Kroll, tell us a little bit about your history in the life insurance business.
Well, basically, I successfully transitioned out of a third-generation family-owned meat business about 12 years ago, and I became involved in life insurance. I had known some people involved in the life insurance industry, and I basically, I've always had a desire to help people, and I feel it's a very rewarding career when I leave a client's home and I know that they're in a better place. They have coverage in place that they didn't have before. They're more prepared for the unknown, and that's a very satisfying feeling, and I enjoy this type of work.
Okay, all right, great. So I've known you a couple years now. We're actually business partners, and we refer business back to each other, so definitely I recommend you. Actually, before we continue, the company you work for is
Emeritus Life Insurance.
Okay, Emeritus, and then just your contact information, your phone number, in case anybody wants to talk to you directly.
It's Michael Kroll, Kroll, and it's 973-600-7588.
All right, so that's how you can contact him. But a lot of the viewers that we have watching here, they're maybe coming from our website, and they have lost a loved one, and they come to our site because they're getting some memorial product, something like that done. So I want to actually answer some questions that they might have to make it easier for them. So there's 3 scenarios I kind of thought about, and I want you to kind of touch on each one as far as the appropriate response for them. So let's say that a loved one has died, and you have their life insurance policy information. You have all the information. Mm-hmm. You know if they had life insurance. What does that family member need to do at this point?
Well, in most cases, the first step would be to contact the actual agent who sold them the policy, and they can take charge of the situation at that point and handle everything for them. It's going to be a very difficult emotional time, and to put that onto somebody else, then it's in good hands, and that's traditionally what most people do. Mm-hmm. If it's a case where the agent has either passed on himself or is retired, then you could just call the insurance company directly, and they have people who are set up to handle this compassionately and get it expedited as quickly as possible for the death benefit.
Okay. All right, so now that's the ideal scenario. That you have the life insurance policy, the person had life insurance. So now how about this one where you think, I believe that they had life insurance at some point in time. You're not sure what you don't know the agent's information, you don't know what company it might have been. what can they do at that point?
At that point, it gets trickier because there's no real database to just to plug in a person's name or social security number to determine if they had life insurance. But if they had it at one point, if you remember them talking about it years ago and things like that, you start to dig around a little bit, go through their files, go through wherever they keep their personal items, safe deposit box, whatnot. Chances are, if they had life insurance covered, they would have periodically gotten correspondence from the life insurance company itself, whether it be yearly illustrations, things like that. There'd be something in their history, if they saved it, that you'd be able to contact the company. Once you have the company's name and contact them, then they could help you from that point.
Okay, all right. So I imagine, though, in some cases, hopefully it's not too many, someone has life insurance and the family members just don't know about it, and then the money just, at that point, where does the money actually go with that?
It just would wind up unclaimed.
Wow. That's that's terrible. So it's if you have life insurance, I'm going to say this: you want to make sure that other people know about it, so that they, the right person can
absolutely
follow up afterwards in case of anything.
Yeah. So I work with my own clients. We give them a fact finder upon delivery of a policy, and it basically is a 3-page cardboard piece of paper that you write down everything you have, all your information, where your bank accounts are, bank account numbers, different insurance policy you have. You may have more than one, you may have several. All that information gets recorded on that information page, and that just gets put in a safe spot, so when the time comes, someone who's going to be handling your affairs, they know exactly where everything is, and there's no mysteries involved.
Okay, so you would keep that with your will or something like that
yes,
as well too?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So now that was the second scenario, that you think they might have had life insurance, but the third scenario is basically a person dies and they have no life insurance. Then that scenario is probably pretty easy. I probably say it myself, but go ahead.
Well, I mean, in that case, it's pretty much too late to do anything about it. It's unfortunate. People sometimes, it's not something everybody wants to talk about, their own demise. And unfortunately, people do pass on without having any kind of life insurance. And now it's up to the family to scramble together and to put together, last-minute arrangements and things like that. And if you're leaving behind a family or children or wife, it's going to be a difficult situation.
Yeah.
And that usually sparks the remaining surviving members of the family to actually go out and buy life insurance, because they saw firsthand how disastrous it could wind up being.
Wow. So I don't know if you have numbers. I'm kind of just throwing this on you, though. But is there a significant number of people that die without life insurance available? Or?
More so than you think.
Wow.
As a whole, the country is basically underinsured as far as life insurance goes.
Wow. Okay. So now, when do you suggest that an individual should really consider life insurance for themselves or even for a loved one?
Well, the earlier the better. I mean, because the younger you buy it, the cheaper it's going to be. You're in your best health rating while you're young. We all know our health deteriorates as we get older, so the sooner you do it, the better. 18, 20 years old, 25 years old is better than waiting till you're 50. Not that it can't be done into your early 80s, but certainly the sooner you do it, the better chance you're going to have of getting a lower premium due to better health rating, and you're much younger. So there's no specific best age, but the younger the better.
Okay. And just going off of that, I've seen they have life insurance you get for babies. I remember when we had, I don't know which child it was, but they sent out like a life insurance that you can get for your babies.
Right, yeah, and it runs until they're 18 years old, and then you have options to turn it into a permanent policy.
Into a permanent policy.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So now, when do people typically look for life insurance? Is there a certain age that you kind of see people?
There's a trigger. Marriage will be a trigger.
Okay.
Home ownership, your first child. Those are all the most common triggers. Once you start to have more responsibility, and you and your wife are both working, you have a mortgage to pay, you're trying to raise 2 or 3 little kids, and that's when you need the protection. God forbid something happens, and that's when you can really take advantage of it because of your youth, and you can buy it's so much less expensive at that time, and you can get yourself a lot of coverage without breaking the bank. Okay.
All right. So let's ask that question. What amount of life insurance is typically recommended for a person?
In that younger age group, they recommend that between 17 and 20 times your annual salary. A good rule of thumb would be if you put your life insurance premiums and keep them at about 2 to 3% of your gross income, and that's usually a safe barometer where you can stay. It's going to be affordable, and you can get coverage in that amount to protect what you actually need.
Okay, all right. So now, you said it goes according to your income level. So is there people that it wouldn't make sense? I mean, you have middle class, you have upper class, obviously, and you have lower middle class, and then what income level really should someone consider life insurance?
At any income level. We can start with any kind of policies that can be as few as $10 to $15 a month. So I mean, we could accommodate an insurance plan for somebody at almost any income level, and it can be adjusted and changed as time goes on. As you get older and your income changes, maybe you get promotions, better jobs, it's not, it's a living, breathing document, so to speak, and it can be adjusted as time goes on. You could add to it as time goes on. So it's never, there's no such thing as not having enough to get started. Just to have something in place is certainly better than having nothing at all.
Okay. All right. Great. So thank you so far for joining us. We've been going through some of these questions. I want to give you an opportunity to explain some of the different types of life insurance that's available. I know we've spoken about it before. I just want to have you share it with our guests or viewers that's going to be watching it as well too. So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. We're going to hear more from Mr. Michael Kroll. He's going to be discussing the different types of insurance available.
Introducing the brand new Honor You app, brought to you by Honor You Memorial Products, a worldwide leader in memorial personalization. After years of research in the industry, we've identified several areas that we are able to help families when they are faced with the loss of a loved one. Have you noticed that traditional newspaper notices are a bit outdated and no longer get mass distribution? Also, they have become much more expensive. Well, imagine if there was an app that would allow you to create beautiful, personalized funeral announcements as well as thank you acknowledgments, customized with photos and text, which you can easily share to family and friends by email or on social media. There is the Honor You app. Do you know that designing and producing memorial products can become very costly? And when you do, you either end up with too much or too little, never exactly the right amount. Well, imagine if there was an app that would allow you to create beautiful digital memorials that can be shared by as many or as few people as needed. It will be cost-effective and environmentally friendly by never wasting unnecessary printed material. There is the Honor You app. Are you aware that many want to be able to access the memorials for their loved ones, whether they live close by or are located far away? Well, imagine if there was an app that allows you to search through online memorials, or better yet, can use the latest location technologies to easily show relevant online memorials designed to all guests of a funeral based on their physical location and the date of the service. There is the Honor You app. Do you realize that even after the services are over, when a loved one is gone, we look for ways to hold on to their memory and to honor their lives? Well, imagine if there was an app that allowed you to easily search the memorial garden and then have a favorites feature to prioritize them and have easy access to the pictures, memories, and stories of their loved ones. There is the Honor You app. The Honor You app offers a complete solution to help families when they need it most. It is available for download today for both Apple and Android devices. Honor You Memorial Products, innovation that helps you to create memories of a lifetime.
All right, thank you for joining us again. This is Samuel Stewart from Honor You Memorial Products. I'm here with Mr. Michael Kroll, who is a life insurance specialist I do work with and worked with him for years. He actually has provided insurance for us even as our company. We've gotten insurance. So I'm looking and we're seeing that we have a couple of viewers that are watching. You're not asking any questions, but we are live, so we're actually able to take questions. I know we have a couple of people watching, but if you have questions, just post it in the Facebook, and we'll be able to answer the questions right here as we're speaking. So I wanted Michael to go through briefly some of the different types of life insurance that's available to an average individual.
Well, in today's world, there's basically two types of life insurance. There's universal index policies. Those policies can be permanent policies. They can run for your entire lifetime. They can be set up several different ways. You can have the death benefit increases as time goes on. You can build cash values in these policies that can be used towards retirement. You can use them for charitable donations upon your death. But basically, these policies can be fixed at any way you want to start, whether you want to create a large cash amount, you can overfund the policies. If you're just looking for maximum coverage, you can have the policies just go for maximum coverage and not build the cash growth as quickly. It's basically depending on what you're looking for the insurance to do. The nice thing about insurance compared to some other investments, and you should have everything in your investment portfolio. I mean, savings, bonds, IRAs, pensions, they're all fine, but life insurance will be a part of that portfolio as well, because life insurance is self-completing. God forbid something happens and you're 31 years old, you didn't pay into your pension long enough or your IRA long enough, whereas life insurance is going to become a tax-free death benefit to your family, and it can provide for them for the rest of their lives if it's properly set up. Mm-hmm. The next popular, most type of insurance would be term insurance. Term insurance is strictly like renting a car or renting a hotel room. It's good for the amount of time you take it, whether it be 10 years, 15, 20, or 30 years. You pay for the insurance during that time, and then once that time frame is up, the insurance is over and your payments are gone and there's no more coverage left. But it's good for younger people starting out that need a lot of coverage at a reasonable price. And let's say for the 20 years that their children are being raised from like 0 to 20 years old, and once they go on to college and go on their own, you don't need that big coverage anymore. So term served its purpose in a case like that. But there are cases also with term with several companies. You can do what they call make a conversion, which if you decide at some point in time you want to take part of that term and convert it into the permanent index type policies that can build cash value and accelerate in a death benefit, you can make those transfers. And oftentimes the companies will let you make the transfers, do the conversions, and you'll have the same health rating that you had the day you took the policy out. So if you took it out at 25 years old and now you're 35 and you want to make a change, even if your health deteriorated a little bit, you're still going to get that same health rating that you had when you were 25.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So there's a big advantage to that.
Yeah, it kind of gets you in the door
Exactly.
at that age,
Exactly.
at 25. Now, term insurance is like the cheapest insurance.
Absolutely. You know, $30 a month, $40 a month, you can buy a tremendous amount of term, 25 years old, you and your wife, and you're going to cover yourself for at least, like I say, the important years of the next 20 years when your children are growing up, or if you have the 30-year mortgage that you want to protect, or you can do a combination of both. You can take a lot of term and let the term run for the X amount of time and just maybe start with a small universal index policy that'll start to grow from day one. And then as time goes on, that continues the rest of your life. And you could always take some of that term and continue to buy more universal life policies as well.
Yeah. So term insurance is, and I'm not recommending one versus the other, but you pay as you are covered. So if you miss a payment, you're not covered.
Well, you'd have a grace period.
Okay.
But whatever the company sets up as the grace period, and if you don't make that payment within the grace period, then the policy is going to lapse.
It's going to lapse. Okay.
You may be able to recover the policy at that point, but you more than likely you'd have to go through medical exam and everything else at that point. You're no longer protected with your health rating.
Wow. Yeah.
Whereas with the universal index policies, there's going to be cash value in those policies, and once you get into them for a couple of years, there'll be times if you run tight on money, you can use some of that cash to cover yourself for a couple of payments and premiums, and you're not going to risk lapsing the policy.
Okay. All right. That's with the universal. So you mentioned universal and you mentioned term already. And those are basically two types of insurance.
Yeah, in today's world, those are the most popular types of insurance.
Yeah. So as far as the life insurance, the only benefit is not just when someone dies that they pay out, because you said you can use it. The universal, you actually can borrow against it as well while the person's alive.
You can take loans against the cash value of the policy and pay them back to the insurance company at a term that they specify and set up with you. You could take advances of the cash out of the policy and never have to pay it back. But of course, if you remove cash from the policy, it's going to affect how it grows from that point because you've taken some cash out. But it's very liberal. I mean, it's basically like a forced savings account. It's your money to do with what you need to do with. So in the case of an emergency, it's always there for you.
Okay. All right. Great. So those are the two types we have: the universal and then the term. And anything else you want to share with the?
Well, in the cash values in a universal policy, they're going to stay there. You're not going to lose them. They're not subject to the movement of the market. So like we've had a downturn in the market in the last week or so.
Yeah.
Whatever you had in cash values yesterday, you have today. So it's just a nice, safe vehicle to have money in. Like I said, I don't recommend you put all your eggs in one basket, but it should certainly be a part of your portfolio.
Yeah, so it can be part of your investment strategy.
Absolutely.
Long term. That's it. Good. So once again, this is Samuel Stewart from Honor You Memorial Products. What we want to do with these videos is, first of all, I'm making myself available. If you have any questions in regards to the products that we offer, I'm here that you can contact me on Facebook as well as email at info@honoryou.com. And also I want to provide valuable information from other professionals I know in the industry that will benefit you during this time as well too. So today we had Mr. Michael Kroll, life insurance specialist, and just giving your contact information again.
It's Michael Kroll, Kroll. It's 973-600-7588, or it's michaelgkroll@yahoo.com.
All right. So if you have any questions about life insurance, definitely I recommend to reach out to Mr. Michael Kroll. Now, let me ask, because when we start dealing with Facebook and we're online and so forth, we're here in New Jersey. Where can you actually write life insurance?
Well, right now I'm licensed in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania.
Okay, all right. So New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. So outside of those areas, what can they do in reference to that? I mean,
Well, I could sell nationwide. It's just a question of being licensed in those states, and it's once you're licensed, I've held California licenses at one point, so I mean I could accommodate business from all over the country.
Okay, all right. No, that's good to know. Very good to know. So if you have any questions, no matter where you are watching this, definitely encourage you to reach out to Mr. Michael Kroll. You have his phone number ready. And thank you for tuning in. We're going to be back again on Wednesday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said during the month of February we was going to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Obviously today is March 2nd, and we're still doing it. So I'm still going on. Don't know how much longer I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it for now. So if I tell you, if I come on one day and I say I won't be back the next day, then you know. But right now we're going to be back on Wednesday at 2 o'clock p.m. and then again on Friday. I have some other places I want to go to, as well as some people I want to have in as guests. And like I said, if you have questions in regards to the products and the services that we offer, definitely we're here for you. www.honoryou.com. Thanks for tuning in.
Honor You Memorial Products, specializing in personalization to truly reflect a life, providing personalized products nationally with overnight delivery available to most areas. Honor life, honor memories, honor you Memorial Products.